Good morning, and a beautiful one it is too. We're in Borrowdale, North Lakes, or the jaws of Borrowdale to be precise. We've just parked up and we've got a wonderful day ahead of us. 2 Wainwrights today, 2 smaller ones, so an easier route, but fantastic route nonetheless. 2 fells today. Grange fell will be the first one. We're going up King's How first and then on up to Grange Fell. King's How isn't a Wainwright, but Grange Fell is. And then the second one is Great Crag. If I remember correctly, 410 metres and 440. If I've got that right. But it's a wonderful morning. It's going to be a warm one too. The car said 19 degrees on the way here. And we still are only at about 9:30 in the morning. Going through some deciduous woodland to start with, but we'll soon be out in the open with far-reaching views of the high fells all around us. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Tiny beck, you can only just hear it trickling. But it's water should we need it, not that we do at the moment because we've only just started and our bottles are full. It's a steep old start to the day. There may be small fells, but they're pretty steep. But we're just plodding our way slowly. Not too fast, because the increasing temperature today. So, one step at a time. Coming out to the open now a little, so the views are opening up. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. We're heading steep up there, and that lower peak just there, that's Castle Crag, infamous cave of Milliken Dalton over there, where he lived many years of his life. Not sure who Milliken Dalton is. Google his name. I'll put his name on the bottom of the screen for you. But yeah, definitely a little eccentric. Well, the view's just opened up, and what a stunning view it is. Such a panorama. You can see across to Great Gable, the highest in the middle now, Base Brown below to the left, and then to the left of that you have Lingmel. And then up from that you have Scarfell, then Scarfell Pike, and then to the left of that again with a sort of flat top, slight indentation in the middle, is Great End. And then around above the fields, below in the middle, with like a corrie, below is a seat, that's Glaramara. And then looking off to the far left, almost like a peak on its own, a little molehill, that is part of the Langdale Pikes. As I said, quite a view from this spot. I usually find that views from the smaller fells are actually more majestic than the views from the large ones. Beautiful day. It's a little squelchy underfoot at times. Managing to keep my feet dry at the moment though. Thought, seeing as it was going to be such a warm day today, we'd risk leaving behind the walking boots and donning, well, I've got a pair of old running shoes on, so nothing waterproof in the slightest about them. The reason I have them on is because they air very well, so if they go and get damp, I'll have wet feet. But that'll be nice and cool if it happens. But I don't think it will, because it's been dry and warm for a period of time now. Getting near to the top of King's How, the first little summit. As I said, it's not Wainwright, subsidiary for Grange, but we're not far from the summit now. There's Grange on the far horizon. I say far horizon, it's not that far away. But first of all, as I said, King's How, and that's just up here. Just a small ascent now to the top, and hopefully some good views. Should be able to see Derwentwater and beyond. There we go, summit of King's How. Only a little peak, but what a stunning view. Also, I just heard my first cuckoo of the year. Views down over Derwentwater, with Skiddaw towering beyond, the village of Keswick below. Blencathra range to the right. Then moving around in the far horizon, it's Helvellyn, amongst many of the peaks, and then the view back south again, which we had earlier. Castle Crag down in the dale. Absolutely beautiful view. So quiet up here too. Seen one person so far. Back down a short distance, then up to Grange next. Grange 410 metres above sea level. Down into this little, almost like little hanging valley called Long Moss, which, as the name suggests, I reckon when it's been raining probably is quite boggy, but luckily today bone dry, not an issue. Right, onwards and upwards. Grange next. What looks to be a small sheepfold. Squeezing our way through the heather. Not far off from the summit of Grange now. Tiny distance. In fact, it's towering above us a little. Grange Wainwright number 1 for the day. 410 metres above sea level. And same as King's How, stunning views all around. Horizon's a little hazy, but it's still really good views as far as the eye can see. Perfect view up into the far reaches of Borrowdale. Seathwaite at the far end, not that we can quite see, it's just out of sight. Majestic mountains surrounding it all. The massif of Scarfell Pike on the far horizon, just to the left of centre. Right, getting nowhere by stood here. Onwards and upwards.
Scarfell Pike.
Sign saying, please follow the posts, the way marked posts, to help reduce erosion. As you can probably see from that sign and the wood it's attached to, it's been there for many years, at least 20 years I would suggest. Put it this way, there's not one single post in sight. So, we'll just follow the footpath anyway. Great Crag coming into view in front of us now, across this open area. Won't be too long. Onwards and upwards. Just managed to find this very small tiny beck, so just refilling my water bottle, which has a filter on the top. Not the only water bottle I have, but can't be bothered to get the other one out of my pack. That'll do. Done. Oh, whose idea was it not to wear boots today? Oh, mine. Just because it's a little bit squelchy in places, but we're back on solid ground again now, so on we go. Not too far from Great Crag now. Last little bit. The second and last Wainwright for today. Been quite enjoying this actually. More relaxed route and time out in the mountains instead of sometimes a little bit of a march from summit to summit. It's nice to spend time and just taking the views more. Taking our surroundings and appreciate basically what's on our doorstep. At least we're lucky enough to have it on our doorstep anyway. Right, last little bit uphill. Summit number 2. Wainwright, or summit number 3, Wainwright number 2 for the day, Great Crag. Now we have a view down to Watendlath, which is where we're heading next, because there's a very nice coffee shop there where we're going to head to have a coffee or whatever else. Views around, it's getting a little bit hazy now, but after Watendlath we can see over to the centre of the screen now where there's Honister Slate Mine. It's just about the same height as us, just a grey line in amongst the fells, and then back down into Borrowdale, and then looking directly south, looking to that really obvious peak which is part of the Langdale Pikes, just beyond which is Windermere. Stunning day, absolutely stunning day. Right, that's Great Crag done, and now heading down and across to Watendlath in the distance.
Steppy.
Lunch break. Just gone 1, so stopped for some nourishment. onwards to Watendlath. Just taking in the views. Lunch done, moving on. Just going to fill up my water bottle at the next stream. I'm starting to run a bit low again. Clouds have come over a bit, but it just means it's a nice little bit cooler. It just means it's a little bit cooler than it was earlier, which is good. Anyway, on to Watendlath. Yep, water collected, on we go. Just stopping and listening while looking at the views and what I can hear, or what we can hear. Breeze blowing through the few trees behind me, and a bumblebee. That's it. Whoop. Getting stuck. Just make it fine. Bit of a tight squeeze. I do love the sound of a babbling beck. Very peaceful. Just coming into Watendlath. Beautiful little serene place. Hopefully the coffee shop's open. Yeah, that was a very nice coffee. Now we have about 2.5k back to the car, back over the top and down into Borrowdale. A little bit of uphill now. It's actually quite steep. Wasn't expecting this. Won't be long though, we waited to be at the top. So there in the distance is Grange Fell, the first Wainwright we did today. We're actually heading over the plateau between Grange Fell and Great Crag. So basically crossing our own footpath from earlier. And then it'll be steep downhill into Borrowdale. A little bit of a breeze now. Not sure if the weather's changing or not. But we've just started to head steep downhill now to drop into Borrowdale. More herdy lambs enjoying the sunshine. It's lovely and cool under these Scots pine. There's only a small number of them, about 6 in a row. Stop here to cool down for a moment. Finally, underneath a canopy of deciduous trees. He says nearly slipping. I'm still on my feet. That's all that matters. Surrounded by oak trees. Loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. Green canopy, fully out now. Now that it's spring and it's lovely and cool under it. Wonderful little route. Been a pleasant, gentle journey. A few summits, 2 Wainwrights. Small as they may have been, they had absolutely fantastic views. In fact, probably some of the best views in Lakeland, in my opinion. Okay, that's this little gentle route done. Say gentle, it was some quite steep ascents and descents, but nice little route around some lower fells. Hope you've enjoyed the journey with us, and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.